Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going over all of the changes and additions in Minecraft 1.20, which is the most recent update, which actually came out today. So, we're gonna just jump right in. The first thing you're gonna notice is the background panorama is very pink and cherry because, it's the new update. They gotta change the panorama. And this one is a cherry, what's it called? Cherry Grove. A cherry grove. All right. I've loaded in a new world in Minecraft 1.20. The name, by the way, is the Trails and Tales update, which is, very fun. So, the first thing we're going to do actually is going to stay in this desert biome, and hopefully we can come across a desert temple. All right. So, this is, you know, the very beautiful and nice desert temple, but you will notice that in the corner there is little sand patches that were not here in the previous updates, including this block right here. Now, this is one of, I believe, 3 areas for archaeology, which has been in the works since around 1.17, I believe. So, archaeology is very cool. You want to craft yourself a brush, which I believe is a stick, copper, and feather. And then, if you find one of these blocks, suspicious sand, you can come up to it with your brush and hold down the right click button, and you will slowly brush it away. And you will get items such as this emerald, and it will just turn back into regular sand. You can't brush it again. I think you can with sand blocks, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah. So, if we find more of these, let's see if we can. They're kind of buried. Oh, a piece of TNT. Beautiful. That's lovely. There we go. This right here is a sherd. Not a shard, it is a sherd. And there are a bunch of these sherds, like a bunch. There's 20. And what you can do with them, if I just get 3 more, let's see. There we go. Beautiful. And then I get myself a crafting table. I can put these in, and I put them in a little patterns like this, and it will make a pot, which if I place it right in the middle, you will see it has all 4 of the patterns that I chose. It's got, I guess I don't have them anymore, but it's got that prize one, the minor one, the combat one, and the sheaf, however you pronounce it. There is another, I think 2 other places you can find these. In Cold Ocean Ruins, there are another set of blocks, which is called, there we go, right here. Oh, are you dual wielding? Oh my gosh, you're cool. Suspicious Gravel, which is essentially the same, but it has a different loot table. This one's giving me, I think, a hoe. Great, thank you so much. Oh, and there is a copper ore vein. Interesting. I'm finding so many fun things. Here's another piece of suspicious gravel. If we mine this, we get a sherd. And let's see what this one is. This one is the Mourner Pottery Shard. I believe these sherds belong to specific structures. So this one you can only get in the Cold Ocean Ruins. The other ones, or the one that I dug up in the Desert Temple, was only found in the Desert Temple, and there's a bunch you can find. The next place you can find them at is a new one called the Trail Ruins. And although okay, well, this is awkward. Although it doesn't look like much, this structure, believe it or not, this is a structure, is very large. And I mean quite large. And it's made up of different colored blocks. I think it's supposed to be like I don't know, the only way to describe it is trash. There's, you know how you find like glass shards on the beach? Well, think of that, but someone used to live in one. And that's what this trail ruins is. So you'll find different things in here, including, ooh, I'll get into this later, but this is a smithing template, which is very fun. So in this structure specifically, you'll find a bunch of glass panes to kind of show off that like trash, broken aesthetic, I guess. And you'll find more sherds, This one is, what kind is this? This one is friend. Cute. I think it's a sniffer. But yeah, they're fairly large. They go down quite a bit. And then I think it goes down a little more. Yeah. And then you'll notice that they kind of break off into this room. Oh, I think this is it. And then it'll cut off into different directions. And they're very large, and you'll find a bunch of suspicious gravel. And in this one, I think it's specific to this one, you can find the new disc, which is Relic. And if I give myself a jukebox, we can listen to the new music disc, just a little bit of it. And you'll have to listen to the rest on your own. It is one of the best songs in this game's soundtrack. Speaking of music, there are four other new songs, and they are Echo in the Wind, A Familiar Room, Bromelade, I think is how you pronounce it, and Crescent Dunes. Crescent Dunes, I know, plays in the desert and jungle, I think, and the Cherry Grove will play Echo in the Wind or um, a Familiar Room, which don't quote me on that because I don't know. Next up, we have the sniffer. And the way you get a sniffer is not by finding it naturally. You will have to use a brush on suspicious gravel in the cold ocean ruins, and you have a chance, just a little chance, of finding a sniffer egg. And once you place it, it'll take a while. I think it's 20 minutes. But if I get myself a debug stick, you can see all the different stages. So this is the first set of cracks, and you have the second cracks. And then I think it'll reset it because after this stage, it'll open up and then the sniffer egg will hatch and it will turn into that. Well, no, it'll turn into this. And then it'll grow up into this. And if we let it do its thing for just a little bit, we should have it sniff out something very nice and beautiful. And it may take a while, but it'll lay down, do its thing, and boom, we have torch flower seeds. I wish I kept the wooden hoe from our digging, but oh well. If you plant this, it's very cute at first, and then it gets even cuter because it grows into like a, oops, I forgot it's this small. It grows into a tiny little well, torch. It's a torch flower. It's very cool. And you can pick them and it gives you a torch flower and you can plant them like this. It's super cool. I don't think you can plant the seeds like that though. Yeah, no. You can also get, oh God, what's the other plant name? You can get pitcher pods. I love pitcher pods. You plant them and it grows on a little base. And then the more you grow it, it'll grow bigger and bigger until you have this. It's a pitcher plant. And you can take it. And sadly, if you plant it, it doesn't have the little base. But you can always, maybe, maybe. No, you can't. You can keep the base if you keep it on the farmland, although it may not look the best. But that is a very cute plant. It is one of my new favorites. I love the color choice. Very nice. Another thing, if you place these sniffer eggs on moss, it will take half the time and it will only take 10 minutes to hatch. I'm not going to sit there and wait for that, so you just have to trust me. Next up, if I locate a desert village, this is very exciting, and I get myself a saddle. A saddle, yep, there we go. Oh, he's fallen. We will find a camel, a beautiful, lovely camel. And he is amazing and awesome. Now, every once in a while, they will lay down because they get tired, as you do. He has very floppy ears and he is very cute. Now, if I place a saddle on him, you'll notice that there's kind of two because the camels are a two-player mount and they are not very fast unless you sprint with it. And instead of jumping, they kind of dash, which is very cool, and it has a little cooldown. So, if I were, trying to jump over this lava lake, which is very conveniently placed over here, hopefully I can jump over it. See? Amazing. And that was skill, that was not luck. So, if you want, you can be on the camel with your friend and you can ride around the world. They have also made it to where the camel is tall enough to where mobs like zombies and anything that does melee damage cannot reach you. So you are safe on the camel unless a skeleton or a creeper or a phantom or something like that comes along and kills you. And these camels are bred with cactus. If I spawn one, I think there's babies. Oh my gosh, there is. There's babies. You can breed them with cactus. I don't know why I said maybe. Of course there's babies. You can breed. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, it just went to sit down, but then I gave it cactus, so it stood back up. Oh my god. Wow. That was beautiful. Next up, we are going to have to go into the Nether. And this is very exciting because they have completely changed the way you upgrade your diamond armor to Netherite. And I think it is super cool. It's a little more difficult, but I think it makes the challenge a little better. Instead of sitting there and digging for Netherite, there's kind of another stage. Now, hopefully I can remember where my portal is. So, in a Bastion Remnant, if I can find a little chest. There we go. Hopefully, we will find... Nope. Okay. Well, this is awkward. If we find another chest, which, you know, it's gonna be right here. Oh, God. Okay. Another chest. There we go. Hopefully, there we go. Smithing template and some ancient debris. There is a smithing template in this. Now, oh, there's another chest. Can we find another one? No, okay. Pushing my luck. Let's get a smithing table real quick. And a netherite ingot. And something made of diamond. We'll do a nice chest plate. As you used to, you would put the diamond piece and the netherite in there and you could upgrade it. But now we have a new interface and you have to put in a smithing template, netherite upgrade, into this little smithing table slot and you will see that you can upgrade it. And it does take your smithing template. So you will have to find one per, you know, upgrade piece. But in treasure room bastions, which is not this kind, I don't think, no, you will find two smithing upgrades or netherite upgrades in each of the main chests. So have fun, don't die, and get yourself some netherite. Next up, we have what you saw earlier, which are the other smithing templates. Now, these are not to upgrade netherite, they are to decorate your armor pieces, and they are super cool. Each one has a different design, and they can go on each piece of the armor in each material, except for, I think, leather and chain. Now, you can find these in different places. The trail ruins include these four, which are Wayfinder, Razor, Shaper, and Host. The Pillager Outpost will give you the Sentry. The Desert Pyramid will give you the Dune. The Shipwreck will give you Coast. Jungle Temple will give you Wild. An Ocean Monument will give you Tide. Ancient Cities will give you... Oh, okay. Ancient Cities will give you Ward and Silence. The Woodland Mansion will give you Vex. Nether Fortress will give you Rib. Bastion Remnant will give you Snout. Stronghold will give you Eye. And In City will give you Spire, I believe. Yes. Now, with these, I'm not going to show you every single one because there are a bunch of combinations. Not only do they give you a design, but you get to pick a color. So, I am going to, well, first I'll show you where you get them. So, the Trail Ruins, you get them from the Suspicious Gravel, not Grand, and they're not the easiest to come across, but they're not too hard. Each one of these has a difference in rarity. The Pillager Outpost comes from the Loot Chest, so does, I think, the Desert Pyramid. You get, I'm honestly not sure, either the chest or the Suspicious Sand. Shipwreck, you obviously get it from the chests, along with the Jungle Temple, Ancient City, Woodland Mansion, Nether Fortress, Bastion Remnant, Stronghold Hidden City. The Ocean Monument you actually get from killing the Elder Guardian. That's what it's called. And it has a chance. I don't think it's 100% chance. It's not 100% chance, but it's not too hard to come across, seeing how you don't always find ancient or ocean monuments. So I'm going to try a few of these. I'm going to try the ocean monument one, which is tide. I'm going to try the wild, and I think this one, silence. Now, these are also in the smithing table, and I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do iron, diamond, and netherite. And now, you first pick the material you want, and then you want to go and choose the color, which you get from different materials. So, iron is going to give you, I think, a silver look, and quartz will give you white. Diamond and lapis are two different colors of blue. Gold and copper are yellow and orange. Redstone is red. Amethyst is purple. And netherite is, I think, black. So we're going to try netherite, amethyst, and let's do let's do gold because I want to do one color per set. So for netherite, I think I'm going to do purple, and we're going to do the silenced set. Oh, that looks so cool. So you want to do it the same way. Instead of a netherite ingot to upgrade netherite, you're going to put in the material you want, which might be netherite, and then whatever smithing template armor trim you want. So it'll tell you right here the silence armor trim with the amethyst, and it will give you a little picture on how it's going to look. So you put that in, and you can do your little set. And you don't have to do the same piece per armor. If I wanted to, I could do the tide, but I don't want to, so I'm not. Now, if I put this on, I look beautiful, don't I? Look how cool that is. And, they're all for different materials. So this could be white, it could be red, it could be blue. There's so many combinations. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my pieces and I'll show those off. All right, and here they are. So this is the wild set, I believe, and this is the coast, and this is the whatever the other one I did. I don't remember what it's called. They look super cool. This one's made with netherite on diamond armor. This one is gold on iron armor, and this is amethyst on netherite. They look super cool, and I could do different colors if I wanted to, just for an idea. You could have, yeah. Anyways, it looks kind of weird, but gotta do what you gotta do. So that is armor trims. It took me forever to set this up, so I hope y'all appreciate this. Up next is the Cherry Grove, and I love this biome. The Cherry Grove biome is found up on mountains or in very hilly places next to colder biomes. Obviously, there's snow and goats, and these are very cool. Let me turn up my particles. You will notice that in here, it's very beautiful. You have the leaves, which drop little flower particles. And on the floor, you have these pink petals, which are placed just like candles and sea pickles, one layer at a time with a total of four. And then you can do another. It's very cool. You can pick them up in the world just by breaking them. And then this is the wood. It's very cute. I'm so sorry. And they are in a bunch of different things. So you have the log, the wood, stripped log, stripped wood, planks, stairs and slabs, fences and fence gates. Very cool. Very, very nice. You also have doors. Ooh, all the usual stuff. Doors, trapdoors, all that. The cherry grove is not too hard to find. Once you find one, you usually find another. This is an interesting bit of terrain. Yeah, here's one. They're very, they vary in size a lot, as you can see. Wow, this is a very interesting biome. Anyways, next up, bamboo wood. And the way you get this is a 3x3 of bamboo, and you get a block of bamboo, which looks very nice. It looks like this. It is directional, so that's cool. And it has it's like a bundle, I think, like a little bunch of bamboo. And you can turn it into planks. and you can turn the planks into your usual stuff. Um, Stairs, pressure plates, slabs, everything like that. But instead of a boat, you have a raft. And these are so cool. If I can find a little bit of water. The nearest ocean was 1,000 blocks away, so that was nice. The raft is very beautiful and very nice. You don't stand on it, you sit on it. I kind of wish you would stand on it, but that's fine. And it's cool. It's a little raft. It's different. And you can make it with a chest. So if you want, you can have a little chest behind you, but I never use those. The last part of the bamboo wood set is the bamboo mosaic, which is like a tile block, but wood. And it's very cool. I don't think it's directional. Oops, wrong thing. No, it's not directional, so it'll always kind of look like this, but it makes for a very interesting floor pattern. Isn't that neat? I love the mosaic block. And there's only these 3 blocks. It doesn't come in fences or anything like that because well, it's just a mosaic. Up next, we have chiseled bookshelves, and these are super cool because I get myself a bunch of different things, and you'll notice that they're empty because you put in the books yourself, and it is super cool. You can put regular books, enchanted books, and if I sign this, hi bye, I can put in written books. It's so cool, and I love. You can fill it up all the way with whatever you want. Hi bye is in every single one of these. And they also put off a redstone signal. So if I get a comparator, they put out a little signal. And it all depends on how much. Oops. Let's see. What's the best way to do this? We'll just. There we go. It all depends on how many books are in it. So if. Let's see. Right now, it is right to that block. If I take a few books out, let's take out 2, you'll notice that it's gone way down. Like, way, way down. If I put one more in. Oops. Put one more in. It's gone. Oh, it has not gone up. Okay. Well, that's awkward. It works with redstone. You just have to figure it out. Up next, we have a new type of sign, which are so cool. Let's get myself some chains. I think they work on chains. And they are hanging signs. And they are so cool because they hang. Okay, they don't work on chains. That's awkward. But they work underneath blocks and they look super cool. Like super, super, super cool. They're made with a stripped version of the wood, which I think is cool. And you can use bamboo, you can use mangrove, you can use every single type of wood, including the nether wood, like the crimson. This is the cherry wood. It looks very pretty. You can also put it along the side, and it makes a little handle for it to stick on. You can also one more little variant that they can do. If you put it underneath a fence, it'll conjoin the chains into the little stub at the bottom. That also works if you're, I think you can, okay, this is not working very well. You can put the signs underneath each other and they like turn. It's so cool. If I write a bunch of stuff, oh no, I spelled Haterv wrong. Just right click it and you can edit it. So now I spelled Haterv right. You can not only edit one side, but you can edit the back. So I have one side saying blah, 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 and the other side is saying hi bye. And if I were to dye them cute colors, this side would be purple and this side could be a different color, as well as this side could glow and this one does not. And now it is. You can get honeycomb and you can wax it. I believe that waxes both sides. Yes. So you can no longer edit it. Now we have something very weird that I don't quite understand fully. It's a yeah, it's a special sculk sensor. It's called a calibrated sculk sensor, but I'm just gonna call it a amethyst sculk sensor. And what it does is it keeps a redstone signal. So what I will do, oh God, I'm not good at redstone. If let's just imagine that I have, let's see, let's put books in here. Hurry. Uh, Feather falling. Yeah, you go in there. So this is very large, right? It's a very high redstone signal, probably one of the fullest ones. I'm gonna imagine that it's a redstone signal of 15. And this signal of 15 is going into this sensor, which means this sensor is only gonna accept vibrations that give off a signal of 15. You get the point. It'll only accept the vibration signal of whatever is going into it. Great. Up next is something that I do know because it's really easy. Let's also not forget that we have a piglin head now, which is a little scary. But if I get these, and you can use any head. Oh God, you scared me. And I use a note block with a mob head on top of it. It'll play the sound. Cute. Same with the piglin. And the dragon. Okay, that's enough. So, we have new advancements. The first one is to obtain a sniffer egg, which, let's see. Everything. Okay, I have taken all of my advancements away. So, the first one is to obtain a sniffer egg, which is called Smells Interesting. The next one, if I get a snifflet and I feed it, I get little sniffs. The next one is to, let's get myself some farmland, plant the seeds, which is planting the past. And those are the three advancements you get for the sniffer. Another advancement is to brush a suspicious block to get a sherd, but I don't have time for that. So we're just going to imagine that I brushed one and I got it. Hooray! Next up, use 4 pottery sherds to make a decorated pot. And you can use the same pattern on all 4 sides, but it looks a little funny. And this is careful restoration. You saw earlier we got crafting a new look for making custom little armor pieces on the smithing table. We got the power of books by reading the power signal from a comparator on a chiseled bookshelf. And the usual extra changes, there's a bunch of changes to skulk vibrations. They change the amount. But you don't go to my channel to look at that. You go to my channel to see the new changes. And I don't play Minecraft for that. I play Minecraft for the new changes. So there's little tiny changes in features. Um, they've added support for different Windows versions. They've added different tags to advancements. Things that you probably don't care about. But in case you do care, you can find the patch notes on the Minecraft launcher or pretty much any of the devs' Twitters, the Minecraft website, everywhere you can find all the full patch notes with the millions and bajillions of bug fixes and technical changes that I really don't want to go over because my head will hurt a lot more than it is right now. And it's really hurting. Happy mining and happy crafting. I hope you have so much fun making. This is what I would say if I was doing like an advertisement for 1.20. Um, have fun sniffing an egg. Have fun riding a camel. Have fun brushing sand. Have fun. Um, bye.